We are really grateful that you have returned to Brain Crypto channel. To start, an XRP supporting lawyer has weighed in on the matter, and the SEC has confirmed that William Hinman is the subject of an investigation. Presently, it appears that this will not lead to anything. William Hinman will probably be in trouble for that. The US SEC's Office of Inspector General, a strong watchdog established by the division, has announced that an investigation into possible cryptocurrency-related financial conflicts of interest among senior agency officials is almost finished. This is a disturbing new step, in my view. We kindly request any inquiries regarding Gary Gensler's activity. Are there any divergences of opinion? How likely is it that William Hinman will face legal consequences for this, in your opinion? Because, well, it just doesn't seem likely. I know full well that the United States government is corrupt. We must hold fast to our moral principles, as Johnny Deaton puts it. And when that isn't the case, then punishment is necessary. In an equal opportunity environment, the United States truly excels. Furthermore, we ensured that the most innovative breakthroughs could compete by leveling the playing field. Once the administration crosses a line, we must not budge from our position. To this day, I still don't understand our administration. The news will get to you as soon as possible. Some of our representatives have wealth in the multimillions, but they travel to Washington with barely enough money to buy 2 nickels. Furthermore, one need only follow the money. I don't know who will foot the bill for all that cash. The American people are being harmed by politicians like this. Plus, they're representing special interests and major banks when they address the public. Government corruption will persist unless that is addressed. Their current restrictions on innovation and cryptocurrency are a direct result of their unwillingness to change. Since the big banks are their primary source of income, they have an interest in seeing them continue to exist. XRP experts say Ripple is dead set on having XRP serve as the bridge currency. From Ripple's point of view, that is the ultimate goal. A large number of money transmitter licenses exist in the United States and other countries, which is why Ripple is constantly establishing rails. Look at their actions with respect to CBDCs as well. However, hooks are becoming increasingly common. Since Bitcoin's market introduction, more and more platforms with distinct features and use cases have developed, according to David Schwartz, who is on the fence about connecting. I also worry that adding features like smart contracts will just add more complexity. Blockchains are fundamental in and of themselves, and they have shown to be very secure in the past. Even after over a decade of use, the XRP ledger remains immutable. In my opinion, the distinctive features are the well-planned landscaping and robust building. When Bitcoin did have a couple of problems, the Bitcoin community wasted no time fixing them. Not the blockchain, but other parts of the system are to blame. Nevertheless, we are obligated to construct this intricate network centered around it. The security incidents that have been brought to my attention so far have all pertained to issues with smart contracts. So, he is concerned that smart contracts could jeopardize the blockchain's security. He then claims that our level of engagement in the team-building activities was low. "Hey, that looks awesome," we would exclaim during each of our numerous encounters with them. They briefly contemplated integrating it into the XRP ledger. Although highly unlikely, this drastic shift is not totally out of the question. You might say it's really unstable in 2 senses. A major worry is the possible value drop of several $billions should the XRP ledger experience a malfunction. That is the main reason why it is a high-risk enterprise. Another possible explanation is that, like to Ethereum, they would like the XRP ledger to have payment capabilities. Concerned about a possible payment problem caused by smart contracts, the Ripple team is investigating. Nevertheless, smart contracts are exceedingly desirable. This is encouraging news for XRP's future as a ledger. Thus, it's a bit of a mixed bag, but XRP's future and the value that hooks will bring are both uncertain. Is the idea of collaborating on the Internet of Value anything that interests you? Find out more about the open positions for Principal Software Engineer in San Francisco, Staff Data Engineer in London, and Senior Blockchain Engineer in Bangalore. Ripple is headed in a lot of different directions, which is wonderful. Acquisitions are setting the road for custody and tokenization soon. Great leadership has been shown by Brad. Efforts will also be improved. Carbon credits are an additional option. Ripple has continued to hire despite the bad market, whereas other companies have halted hiring altogether. That Ripple is consistently employing shows just how powerful they are. Ripple kept taking payments even while other networks essentially stopped during the bad market. I am convinced that XRP investments will result in financial success for both of us. And there is where the crux of the matter is. From my perspective, it is crystal evident that Ripple is hell-bent on accumulating vast fortunes when I consider the scope and trajectory of their endeavors. According to the Treasury Secretary, the dollar is no longer seen as the de facto reserve currency. Surely the best among them had given her orders. Is it fair to think that they will be responsible for the global economic collapse? Janet Yellen made this statement. She forecasts that as nations seek diversification, the dollar's proportion of global reserves may keep falling. It is becoming increasingly apparent as an increasing number of nations decouple their currencies from the US dollar. Be keenly aware of the current events involving the BRIC nations. In any case, I believe Janet Yellen is prepared. The matter will be attended to immediately by me. This rally is unique in that it coincides with rising US currency and Treasury yields, in addition to the present price spike in Bitcoin. Now, when the DXY falls, cryptoassets typically see a spike in value. Regrettably, when the DXY increases, crypto typically begins to fall. Once again, the DX is driving up the price of Bitcoin. How was that possible? Will they spare no effort to ensure that the US dollar remains strong? Is there word in the market as well? At the same time, what makes this case special? Will Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market as a whole have a very different run this time? At this point, all we can do is observe how things develop. However, I investigated that. The DXY is growing faster than crypto, but why? Nothing makes sense to me. To be honest, I was confused. Just a few days ago, I made a video where I discussed US Treasury money. Many of you questioned, what on earth are you talking about, upon hearing it. The US Treasury's real holdings are displayed on the debt clock. As you can see by hovering over it, Lincoln disbursed $450 million from the US Treasury in 1862. The term greenback was used to describe these debt-free notes that did not accrue interest. We know what the final outcome will be for Lincoln. By releasing $4.3 billion in debt-free, interest-free notes directly from the U.S. Treasury, President Kennedy signed Executive Order 11110 on June 4, 1963, skipping the Federal Reserve Bank in the process. We are also cognizant of the events surrounding JFK. For instance, the US M2 money supply is something I'd want to bring to your attention. In the present instant, over time, it will decrease. Those dollars can be used to purchase real goods. An increase in the quantity of US Treasury dollars causes their value to rise. Secondly, the money supply is at levels not seen since the Great Depression. An increasing number of people are worried about the depreciation of currencies. A major financial disaster appears to be on the horizon. Keep in mind, too, that a lot of money was printed in 2020. The global spread of COVID-19, though not everyone utilized it, they are still griping about the stimulus funds. It was invested into Bitcoin by a number of people, including myself. That being said, it does not herald the coming of any major event. That is the end of the video. Please, 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 like and subscribe again. Going to be there soon, farewell.